Hi everyone, welcome to Chronicles of Jilly. So let's talk about PLAB today. I'll talk in detail about my PLAB journey, but briefly let's talk about the PLAB in itself. Firstly, you need to make sure that you give either IELTS or OET. Both of them have 4 components: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Now, if it is IELTS, then you need to make sure you get an overall score of 7.5 and you get 7 in each components. And for OET, you get B grade in all the components and B grade overall. Now, if it is IELTS, you can take it up to 140 countries, and OET is, I think, available in about 40 countries. Once you've cleared your IELTS, you need to make sure that your primary qualification, that's your primary medical qualification, is accepted by GMC. Once you've done that and you've got your IELTS or OET score, you can then book in your PLAB-1 examination. PLAB-1 examination basically is a 3-hour test, which is a multiple choice question. It is similar to the NEET exam in India, but I think PLAB-1 has more clinical questions than NEET exam. I've not given NEET exam ever, so I don't know about it. But I think when I saw the questions previously, while I was doing my MBBS, PLAB has more clinical questions. So you give your PLAB exam. The preparation time takes roughly anywhere between 2 to 6 months. And then once you've cleared your PLAB-1 exam, you give your PLAB-2 exam. Your PLAB-1 exam, there are multiple centers available across the world. They have centers in India and UK as well to give your PLAB-1 exam. Your PLAB-2 exam is a practical exam where they have like a case scenarios. You get 16 case scenarios. They call it as stations. Out of the 16, you need to pass in 9 or 10. And then obviously they give you the result if you've cleared those. PLAB-2 examination is conducted only in Manchester, UK. So for that examination, you will travel to UK. I will also briefly give you a rough guide of the cost estimation for your PLAB journey, starting from IELTS or OET up to you give your PLAB-2 examinations. It will give you a rough idea how to plan it as well. Now, my PLAB journey wasn't as easy. I gave my PLAB-1 when I was doing my internship in India in 2015. So in my journey that I started in 2015, while I was doing my internship, I first decided to do it, I think 6 months into the internship, that I don't want to do my postgraduate qualifications in India. So I gave my IELTS for the first time in December 2015. It took me about 4 to 6 weeks of preparation, and then I gave my exam, which I cleared. Then I gave my PLAB-1 examinations in March. So obviously, Indian internship is a bit difficult and different from the internship and the working hours elsewhere in the world. So I took 2 months out of my internship to purely study for PLAB to make sure that I clear the exam. I took online classes from Samsung PLAB Academy at that point. It was only because Swami's Academy was shut for a short period of time. So I did the classes online from India, but obviously it was in UK time, so I had to time manage everything. They did send the question bank and the notes to my home address, so they posted it, which made it easier because I'm used to the papers rather than the digital notes and the digital copies. So that helped. I think the classes were over 3 weeks, and then I took about 2 months to prep and give the exam. I managed to clear the part 1 after 2 months of preparation, and then I came to the UK to give my PLAB-2 exam. Now, because again, Swami's Academy wasn't available, it was very famous and it was very well known to give good results, but I chose to go to Samsung's Academy then because Swami's wasn't available at that point. So the only drawback of Samsung's Academy is that it's in London, and then you need to travel down to Manchester for your exam. I attended the 2 weeks course, did my mocks and everything over there. I think I studied on my own, did not have a study partner, and that was a major drawback to giving the PLAB to initially, because I think it is easier when you have somebody to role play with. So it was a bit difficult for me. I did not clear my PLAB 2 in my first attempt. So instead of thinking it irrationally and trying to give an attempt, second attempt soon, I decided to take a bit of a time, go back to India, see what I can do. Obviously, like I mentioned, I did not give NEET exam, so I didn't know what to do. I had done my internship was completed. People were prepping for NEET, or people in my batch had got seats, so they were going to the cities where they got it. So I came across a job advert, which was basically a Masters of Emergency Medicine course by Society of Emergency Medicine India. And I decided if I could apply and see if I could get the course, also because it was close to my home address. I worked there for almost 15-16 months before I thought I probably want to reattempt my PLAB. But then by that time, my IELTS score had expired, because the IELTS or OET score is valid only for 2 years. So I had to restart the whole journey. So I gave my IELTS again. And for the PLAB one this time, I did not take any classes, because I had the notes from 2 years ago. And obviously the medical knowledge is not going to change too much. But I did enroll for question banks from Swami and Samson's Academy both, to make sure that I clear it. And then I came for my PLAB 2 to the UK. This time I applied it through, I gave my PLAB 2 through Swami's Academy. The one added benefit of Swami's Academy is that it's in Manchester. It's easier for us to travel, even for exams. You don't have to move from one city to another. That's the added benefit I found. And I think I enjoyed the classes a bit more at Swami's. This time, I did not make the mistake of not having a study partner. So I did find a study partner, but I think she went back to her family in Liverpool, so we did it online. So I came back to Leeds because my fiance was here. So I came back after the classes of 2 weeks to Leeds. Then I was doing online practicing with my friend. And I think we did it for 4 to 5 hours a day. Rest of the time, we created a format of how we want to ask the questions, what we want to ask. So it makes it easier for us to study for the stations. We practiced for roughly about 8 weeks before we appeared for our PLAB examination then. I cleared this time, thankfully. So in total, from my second journey, which I did, from the time I gave my IELTS to the time I gave my PLAB 2 exam, it took me roughly anywhere, I think about 8 months roughly. But I think the second time, the things that helped me was I had a study partner. I had some clinical knowledge. I think I lacked the clinical skills to do the PLAB 2 exam, because I think I hurried it a bit when I gave it initially, when I was just about to finish my internship. So I think I did not have that much of clinical skills to give the PLAB 2 exam then. So that's it. That's about my PLAB journey. Just a brief idea about the costings of the PLAB journey. I've updated it to the current pricing, because when I gave my PLAB, there was no option to give OET. We just had IELTS. So the PLAB journey cost breakdown, your IELTS is roughly about 17,000 rupees and OET about 32,000. So you can see a major difference there. Your PLAB 1 examination cost is about 29,000 rupees. Your PLAB 1 materials, it can differ if you're just using the materials to study on your own, then it can be between 10 and 12,000 rupees. But I think the classes do help, because they help to evaluate the questions and how to quickly solve it. The classes will be anywhere roughly between 27,000 to 30,000, depending upon the currency exchange rate. The most costliest exam, I think, is PLAB 2 in your PLAB journey. It's more than 1 lakh rupees. And for your PLAB classes, it's about 43 to 45,000 rupees. But if you are in a group of 5, most of the classes give a discount of 10,000 rupees or £100. Then obviously you have your flights, visas, and accommodations. I have given a rough estimation, but I prefer to stay in the accommodation by the academy. You can have single or shared rooms, but I think it was easily accessible to the classes because it's the whole day class, so it's sometimes difficult if you want to travel back somewhere else. But yeah, the accommodations provided are not bad, to be honest. I have excluded the meals cost because the meals differ from person to person. But in total, I would say you would spend anywhere between 5,000 or 5,000 to 6,000 pounds or 5 lakhs to 6 lakhs rupees for your total PLAB journey from your IELTS or OET up to your PLAB 2 examination. Hope this has been helpful. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.